So my question to you today is, what do you practice every day? What do you practice? Because what you practice, you will get good at. What do you practice? Do you practice joy in your life? Do you practice peace in your life? Do you practice happiness in your life? Or do you practice a lot of complaining? Because if you complain, you will get very good at it. And you will get so good at it that you will find fault with everything. Even when there's no fault that a layman cannot see, you, being an expert, will see it. What do you practice? Do you practice anger? Because if you practice anger, you will get very good at it. And you will get so good at it that the most trivial you'll think. Trivial thing will make you angry. Like sitting in an airplane watching the sea across from you somehow looks better than the one you've been given. And that is so unfair to the airlines. What do you practice? Do you practice being worried? Because if you practice being worried, you will get very good at it. And you will get so good at it that everything will worry you, including the buffalo you don't have. So I propose, if this is true that it's a question of practice, then I propose you practice joy.
Wow! Look at the child prodigy. How he emphasizes the importance of practice very ironically. He mentioned 14-15 times the action word practice. Not only that, he subtly mentions the psychology that you become what you practice. A powerful message without hurting anyone. Yes, practice helps people reach their highest potential. It is a life skill that allows individuals to develop expertise in specific tasks. Actually, you are practicing all the time, whether you know it or not. Unconsciously, you are practicing when walking, cooking, driving, or even eating.
You see your cricketer, even though he's famous, practicing days before a match? Your favorite musician, practiced before a big show? A dancer practicing before a competition? Right! That's because when you practice more often, you are absorbed, attaining mastery to retain the skill. The scope of improvement and mastery of your skill and its maintenance achieved through practice only. In a world where people only celebrate successful artists, they rarely look at the hard work put in by the artist to get successful. No one is a born champion. You have to work for it, long for it, wait for it, earn it, and do all this with a patience. When the lady luck smiles at you, and you become what the world calls a champion. Hogan was one of the greatest golfers of the 20th century, an accomplishment he achieved through tireless repetition. He simply loved to practice. Hogan said, "I couldn't wait to get up in the morning so I could hit balls. I'd be at the practice tee at the crack of dawn, hit balls for a few hours, then take a break and get right back to it." He reportedly spent years breaking down each phase of the golf swing, developed one of the most finely tuned golf swings in the history of the game. His precision made him more like a surgeon than a golfer.
Many great musicians recommend repeating the most challenging sections of a song until you master them. I asked my professor how many hours I should practice, and he said, it really doesn't matter how long. If you practice with your fingers, no amount is enough. If you practice with your head, 2 hours is plenty.
You are always looking to taking shortcuts, everywhere, even in mastering an art. Sadly, and to our disappointment, it has no elevator. We all know about the saying, every master was once a beginner, and there is no doubt about that. No one has ever perfected an art form or a skill from day one. To master any form of art takes patience, perseverance, and practice. Yes, these are the 3 golden keys of mastering any skill, and the importance of practice is not a new trend. Imagine the world from the perspective of a baby learning to walk for the first time. It's not usually an easy process. They need to develop a lot of new skills and capabilities. They need to build enough muscular strength to stand upright without support. And they need to learn how to coordinate their limbs well enough to move around. Along the way, a baby needs to develop numerous sub-skills, such as how to grip supports to pull themselves up. It likely takes thousands of attempts to master walking, as well as numerous falls, collisions, and other mishaps. We might not remember the process as adults, but a baby learning to walk needs to spend many hours challenging themselves and moving incrementally out of their comfort zone.
We are what we repeatedly do. Excellence, then, is not an act, but a habit. Doing the same thing over and over again is practice. The actual application of an idea is practice. The work put in behind the scenes is practice, and this practice is a gap that you choose to close between yourself and your goals. This is what makes difference between good and great. This what makes a difference between mediocre and magnificent. But is this 8-letter word enough for perfection? The answer is a no. Nobody becomes perfect by practicing. Because when you become perfect, you have no flaws, and when you have no flaws, you have no space for improvement. Practice does not make you perfect, it makes you proficient. Practice helps you gradually improve, it is the essence of true growth. But remember that all practice takes hard work. But not all hard work is practice. When hard work trains and refines your body or your mind to perform a single task, beautifully, effortlessly, strongly, and gracefully, then it's called as practice. Practice makes things possible, it allows you to fulfill your purpose, it enhances your performance, it provides new opportunities, it promotes pure growth, and it helps you break boundaries. Practicing rewards you handsomely whether it's a skill or a sport. Whether it's your passion or your profession, whether you are rich or poor. If you practice, you will improve, you will grow, you will advance, you will break through, you will outperform. Practice helps you gain confidence, handle the pressure and outperform everybody else, and all it demands for is persistency. If you promise to wake up at 5, wake up at 5. If you promise not to use your phone, don't use it. If you promise to eat healthy, eat healthy. Procrastination and perfectionism can cancel the effect of practice, because practice is the process of gradual improvement, not delayed loss. Remember, there is no glory in practice. But without practice, there is no glory.
Imagine trying to fight a fire after reading a book about firefighting or watching a video about it, or even after going to a one-day training class about how to fight fires. The truth is that the only way to become proficient at new skill is to practice and get feedback. Unfortunately, too many leaders and learners believe that intellectual understanding is enough and mistakenly discount the importance of practice for improving skills at work. Thanks for watching, and also make a practice of watching Rich Dad channel.